You wish to hunt the Tzimisce. You wish to stand against the lords of flesh, the keepers of the oldest nightmares, the masters of horror itself. Then sit, listen, and pray, boy. Pray that you never find what you seek. For the Tzimisce are not like the other damned. They are not mere predators of the night, nor are they indulgent aristocrats like the Ventru, nor scheming wretches like the Tremere. No, the Tzimisce are something else. They are roots, ancient, gnarled, deep in the bones of the world. They are elders, not lords, but tyrants of blood and bone. And they do not hunger for vitae as other Cainites do. No, their hunger is deeper, more vile. The Tzimisce do not just feed on the body. They reshape it. They do not just drink blood. They drink identity. And their greatest crime, their greatest horror, is that they are no longer just a clan. No, the Tzimisce are a disease. Every clan has a beginning, a story of how they came to be. The Tzimisce? Their origins are older than the gods we pray to. They claim they predate the Camarilla, the Sabbat, even the first city. That before the world had kings, they had lords, inhuman things that ruled from dark castles atop mountains that should not have been climbed. They say their antediluvian was no mere vampire, but a dragon, something wrong in the shape of a man, a being whose flesh was not fixed, whose bones were fluid, whose face was not his own. And this curse of theirs, this vicissitude, it is not just a discipline, it is not just a power, it is their antediluvian. It lives in them, moves through them, spreads like an infection. Every time they reshape their own flesh, every time they carve another into something else, they feed it. And one night, mark my words, it will wake. The other Cainites believe that vicissitude is merely a talent, a trick, an art. But I tell you now, it is a plague. The Tzimisce use it to mold flesh like clay, to shape their bodies into things that should not exist. Some wear masks of perfect beauty, faces that seem human but are not. Others abandon the shape of man entirely, slithering into the shadows as horrors beyond description. And yet, the ones who use vicissitude for too long, the ones who push too far, they change, not just in form, but in mind, in spirit, in soul. They cease to be themselves. Oh yes, boy, I have seen it. I have seen what happens to those who wield this power for too long. They begin to hear voices in their blood, whispers in their bones, calling them home. Their skin writhes when they sleep. Their features shift when they do not mean them to. And in the dead of night, when the world is silent, they dream. They dream of it, the antediluvian, the true master of flesh. And one day, when enough of them have changed, when enough of them have shed their humanity, their identity, their very selves, he will wake in all of them, and he will rise. They do not build cities like the Ventru. They do not scheme like the La Sombra. They do not rule like kings. No, they rule like gods. In the dark ages, their castles were alive, their halls made of pulsing, breathing stone, their servants crafted into things that should never have existed. Imagine, boy, imagine walking into a castle where the walls sigh, where the doors open like living mouths, where the chandeliers weep blood. Imagine looking into the face of a man you knew, only to realize it is not a face at all, only flesh arranged wrong. And then, imagine hearing your own bones start to crack, your own skin start to crawl, as the lord of the castle decides to reshape you. This is what the Tzimisce are. They do not just kill their enemies. They do not simply drink from their prey. They sculpt them into pets, into art, into furniture. And those they favor? Oh, those are the most unfortunate of all. For those they favor, they keep. The Tzimisce have changed, some say. That they are no longer lords in their castles. That they are no longer what they once were. That now they walk among us as scholars, as madmen, as zealots of the Sabbat. But listen to me now. They have not changed. They have only learned to wait. They still shape the world. Not through steel and fire, but through blood, through flesh, through whispers that twist the soul. They do not need castles. They do not need thrones, because their kingdom is inside them. They are the hive, the disease, the slow, patient corruption that will spread, piece by piece, body by body, until nothing human remains. And one night, when the stars align, when the last drop of humanity is carved away from the Tzimisce bloodline, the antediluvian will not need to rise. It will already be here, and it will wear their skins,